Spent the whole day in my head. Do a little spring cleaning. I'm always too busy dreaming. Well, maybe I should wake up instead. A lot of things I regret, but I just say I forget. Why can't it just be easy? Why does everybody need me to stay? Oh, I hate the feeling when you're high but you're underneath the ceiling. Got the cards in my hand, I hate dealing. Yeah, get everything I need and I'm gone, but it ain't stealing. Can I get a break? I wish that I could just get out my goddamn way. What is there to say? There ain't a better time than today. Maybe I'll lay down for a little, instead of always trying to figure everything out. And all I do is say sorry. Half the time I don't even know what I'm saying it about. Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear. No, they don't like it when I'm down, but when I'm flying, no, it make them so uncomfortable, so different. What's the difference? When it ain't that bad, it could always be worse. I'm running out of gas, hardly anything left. Hope I make it home from work, but so tired of being so tired. Well, I gotta build something beautiful just to go set it on fire. I'm no lie, but sometimes the truth don't sound like the truth. Maybe cause it ain't. I just love the way it sound when I say it. Yeah, it's what I do. If you know me, it ain't anything new. Wake up to the moon. Haven't seen the sun in a while, but I heard that the sky's still blue. Yeah, I heard they don't talk about me too much no more. That's a problem with a closed door. Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear. No, they don't like it when I'm down, but when I'm flying, no, it make them so uncomfortable, so different. What's the difference? There's a whole lot more for me waiting on the other side. I'm always wondering if it feel like summer. I know maybe I'm too late, I could make it there some other time. I'll finally discover that there's a whole lot more for me waiting
Hello, everybody. Wow, that was really loud, wasn't it? Anyway, welcome on into episode 31 of the Goblin Monday Talk Show with me, your host, Mr. San Andreas. And well, that was Mac Miller, good news, and he's certainly a singer that I didn't really listen to until a few months back, until he actually died. I didn't really listen to him at all, to be honest. And when I heard about his death, I started listening to his music, and like I actually kind of like it. It's not the kind of music I'd listen to like during the day, pottering around doing stuff. I'd kind of listen to it at night, just chillax, kind of go to bed kind of music. It's just kind of nice, soothing music. It's not too up in your face like a lot of kind of music these days. It's kind of just nice and calm, just chillaxing kind of vibes. I unironically said that word, so I'm instantly going to hell now. But either way, welcome on into the Goblin Monday Talk Show, episode 31. It seems kind of so weird. We've kept creeping up into the 40s, and now 9 more episodes until we're into the 40s. But the one thing that has not changed is the sheer amount of news that keeps coming out about games, and personally, my news about games, about what I played this week and what game I'd recommend. We also have news on Elon Musk teaching a monkey to play Pong with its brain, an FBI man arresting a Texas man because a Texas man was trying to blow up the internet with C4, and along with that, we also have some new news on the Skater XL, which is probably the only normal news out of all that. The Skater XL is only the normal news, but we also have a lot of other stuff. We've news on Twitch, Deathloop. We've actually surprisingly got like a whole plot reveal of the Borderlands movie. So it's not really a plot reveal. It's just kind of just telling us what will happen. So what you'd find on the back of the cover of the DVD, basically. So don't worry, there's no spoilers. But no, there's a lot of stuff coming this year. We also announced this week that WWE 2K 2022 is coming this year after 2K20 and 2K. I don't know if they've done a 21, but I know that the recent 2Ks they've basically been donkey shite. if I was going to describe in one word, I remember playing WWE 2K17, and that was the shit right there. Okay, that's like prime WWE. Okay, anywhere between 15 and 17, if you played that, you're a legend, because in my eyes anyway. Probably not in the gaming reviews' eyes, but definitely in my eyes. Because I remember putting so many hours into 2K17, because it's one of those games that you didn't need Wi-Fi for. You didn't need PS Plus for, so you could just kind of just play it hours and hours and hours. So don't question my methods, just accept the results. But a load of news this week. But as always, we'll start this week off with what game I played this week. We played a lot of different games this week, to be honest, because we done a 24-hour stream, a 20 charity stream earlier on the week, last week actually. So I'm hearing an echo, but anyway, last week, so we did a lot of different games, through the 24 hours, because obviously, it's 24 hours in a stream. What else are you really going to do besides play video games then? You're just going to... it's 24 hours. So we did play a lot of different games, from like Rage 2 to Grounded to State of Decay. There's just kind of a load of different games here, which I just opened up sometimes for the first time ever. Like, I've never played Rage 2 before, and I kind of just wanted to play it, and it didn't disappoint. It was kind of like Doom in one sense, only that instead of like Doom, everything's kind of bright red. In Rage 2, everything's kind of blackish, so it's kind of really creepy. I remember on one of the first missions you go into like a sewer, and it's just really creepy, because I don't like kind of things like sewers, there's like really kind of areas that you go into that are completely dark, okay? Like, it's just completely dark, so you can't really see stuff. So it kind of just goes like that, it's just disgusting. And you just go into it, and it's just completely dark altogether. Sorry, I'm hearing echo, it's kind of throwing me off, but anyway. Rage 2, one of the first missions you go into the sewer, okay, and you have to exterminate all these mutinies. That's what they call them, mutinies. And So you're like, no problem, yeah, I get the idea. The ghouls from Fallout 4, got it, okay. That's kind of what's going on in my brain. I mean, when I hear the word mutinies and go down, it doesn't exactly ring kind of, chill Minecraft vibes to me. It kind of does, I'm on edge, so I go down anyway, I'm down the lift, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm here now. First thing I see, dead body. That's the first thing you see when you go into it. And it's just going down Rage 2, you have a shotgun, yada yada, it's really cool, you get the gist, and you keep just going deeper, and you keep finding more of these dead bodies of people who've went down here before to try kill these mutinies. And eventually you get down there and you find them, and like there's like six of them, like in each little part, and then like a boss at the very end. And it's just really creepy because it's a dark area, it's not well lit up, they're not exactly the brightest of fellows. They do try bite you and kill you, so that's obviously a bad start to any relationship when you meet someone they try kill you. That's obviously not the ideal thing you want in a friendship. So it's kind of a no talk, shoot. I get that. I've been in those kind of relationships before, and the thing that just gets me is they creep up behind you. You hear that kind of weird voice, and they just creep up behind you, and you can't see them because everything's dark. You can't see anything, and I would call Rage 2 like Doom, but you can definitely see, I noticed it in Metro Exodus as well, is that the lighting, it just makes such a difference in games. I mean, when you're kind of younger, you don't really notice kind of lighting in video games. You just kind of put it all down to, such fancy words as graphics and everything. But lighting does make a huge difference in games. I remember in Metro Exodus, like, it's so darker to the kind of usual game you play, like to a usual FPS or something, and it's all because of the lighting and how it's set the tone. And you can definitely see it in Rage 2 as well. I don't think it's intentional by any manner, because Rage 2 it's not a smart man's game. It's kind of a game where you get a gun and you go kill a lot of things, and I'm not going to complain, okay? It's very therapeutic. It's a very therapeutic game. It's exactly like Doom. I mean, when I hear people say the word Doom, as in for the game, my first thought isn't, oh yeah, kill monsters, big bad Doom guy. My first thought is, oh yeah, no, it's a good game. It's, I mean, yeah, no, I can get down with it. It's very therapeutic. And I mean, that is it. But besides from that, we also played, the usual 5M, GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I mean, those three are like constantly there every week. And the week that they're not there is a week that I, I urge someone to call their emergency services because I might be having a heart attack. And those are kind of the games I played this week. Along with that, I also played Football Manager 21. I got my greasy little hands on it, and I played that. I mean, Football Manager 21, big difference between Football Manager 20. Unlike FIFA, they've actually changed stuff in the game, mostly the interface, everything's like a lot smoother. I mean, with Football Manager 20, you're kind of looking at a game, 2014 PC game, kind of, but now you're looking at like a modern PC game. It's very smooth. It runs a hell of a lot smoother, runs a hell of a lot faster. Matches, in Football Manager 20, there was kind of a incentive to not play matches because they're kind of it was kind of all dull. It was like the previous years, but this year, it's a lot more smoother. And what you do is you make any tactical changes. So instead of having a tactical meeting, what you do is you go into the day of the match. You have like a little kind of thing in the dressing room where you change, like if you want to have opposition instructions for certain players or so forth. You want to make any last minute changes, and then straight away you go into it's a lot more clearer as well. So even if you're not a football fan, an intense football fan, you can still play the game quite nicely. And you go into the dressing room, you see little name tags everywhere. It makes a huge difference in name tags. Okay, the name tags are not there. It's a crap game, and that's just 101 right there, football 101. And then you kind of just go into the game. So it's football. Imagine a football field and football and players, and sometimes it rains, sometimes it not. I did notice that my players, they played a hell of a lot worse in snow, but I can't blame them. I'd be the same. But yeah, I managed Sunderland, and I have no idea why. I remember starting up in, it was in 24-hour charity stream, and I was playing it around the 17 to 20 hour mark. So around this area, I was getting really tired during the charity stream because I've been talking all charity stream. Okay, I love talking. It's a passion of mine, a hobby. I hope to pursue it in the future as a long-standing career. But around the 17 to 20 hour mark, I was getting real drowsy, so I loaded up Football Manager. And what I'd do is when I was playing the match, I'd go asleep. So I had like a blanket. I got a blanket off a wardrobe, and I covered myself, and I had like a neck pillow. And every time a match would happen, I'd just go asleep. So for like the first kind of like month of my Football Manager save, it was just me like simming, just fully asleep, simming through the matches. And it's really funny because I won every single match I slept through, and every match I didn't sleep through I lost. So I don't know whether that goes to speak about my tactical skills, or it's just like it's kind of a superstition now. Whenever I have a Football Manager match, I kind of just go to sleep, I switch off, and that's kind of my superstition for winning matches. But yeah, no, it's been really fun because Sunderland, if you guys don't know, they're like they're very unlucky. They're very unlucky, I guess. One day they're in the Premier Division, the top division of England football, and now they're in like the third division. It doesn't sound that bad, but being in the third division of English football, you're forgotten about. I mean, when was the last time someone compared stats to Doncaster and Lincoln City? I mean, no one even knows that. So it's kind of it's a huge difference. But we're building our way back up. We're on the top of the League One table now. I know this means nothing to some people, but we're top of the table after going undefeated. I've led them to a masterclass after me sleeping through the first month of the campaign. But I mean, if it's any solace to any of the Football Manager devs, it was a very, very nice sleep. So even though it wasn't in my office chair, but still, a man's got to do what a man's got to do during a charity stream. But that's Football Manager 2021. I also played State of Decay 2, which I rage quit after 2 hours. I accidentally... Okay, well, it's not really accidentally. I was kind of lazy, so I drove off a cliff and got my van stuck, and I decided to quit the game because I was like, no way, I'm searching for another van. It took me like 40 minutes to get that van. Okay, which doesn't sound that bad, but in terms of my speaking, 40 minutes is like a day of work. So State of Decay 2, I played for about 2 hours, and then I kind of rage quit on it. I was doing fairly well, State of Decay 2, very much just kind of a zombie game where you kill zombies and loot stuff, and I mean that's about it. You survive. There's not much of a story behind it except for the odd quest line, or if you play the campaign, you can have like a whole thing where you have to save someone, but that involves killing like a lot tougher zombies. So. That's not a route I want to go down. Me and zombies, we have kind of a weird history, I've never been much of a man for zombies. I'm not a zombie man. And even in TV shows, kind of, I'm on edge. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can write about zombies. Like, I can write fiction about zombies, but once it comes to watching zombies, I'm, and I don't know why, because I've played games with zombies before, it's... but it's just kind of weird. Like, I grew up playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies. Like, you go over to your friend's house. What do you want to play? Oh, I don't know. Well, Call of Duty Zombies. I'm like, yeah, sure. You kind of grew up playing it. It's not that I'm scared of them. I'm just kind of edgy. I'm like, I don't trust you. I don't trust you at all. I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, where's the jump scare? I'm trying to pick it out. What State of Decay 2 is, there's no real kind of jump scares of the zombies because it's not really story orientated. The zombies are there, you can see them there, the only obstacle is killing them. And, I mean, that's about it, really. So, the zombies are more of an annoyance than kind of a scare tactic. I'm sure in real life, if I got approached by a zombie, it would not be the same. I mean, kind of run for the hills kind of situation there. But yeah, no, State of Decay 2, I just, once the van was lost, okay, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Because you have to walk through like a whole town of zombies, you have so much stamina, and you can only hit so many zombies before your weapon breaks, and it's a disaster brewing, so I decided to quit while I was ahead. I also played Grounded this week. I actually didn't play in the charity stream. I played it a day before the charity stream. When I was doing the announcement video, I was like, oh crap, I need some gameplay background, so I just loaded up Grounded, and it ran like at 30 FPS, so I wasn't too pleased with that, but still, it was alright, I guess I could resort myself to PlayStation FPS for a day or so. And yeah, no, it was fine, really. The concept of Grounded is that you're a kid who's turned himself smaller. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me how, because it involves science, and I'm not too sure how a kid could do that. I mean, it's certainly not in my capacity anyway. I certainly know that I won't be able to turn myself small. And to be fair, I can turn myself bigger. It just involves about 2 weeks of something called a nut diet. But I can't turn myself smaller. And you're obviously in the garden, okay, and you have to survive. I played about 20 minutes of it before I encountered my first kind of scare, it would be the best way. So most of the enemies at the first little bit are like, the little bugs, okay, and you have your spear, you're killing the bugs, you're like, oh, this is grand, this is handy, this is okay, you can do this. And then I was venturing north, okay, I was venturing north, like a man does, man's instinct is to go north. And I come across this huge kind of piece of stick. It's going into like a tree. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I keep exploring around this place because like there's soda cans and everything. Oh my god, this is cool. This is savage. I turn around and I'd say less than like 50 meters in the direction. This is like 50 meters in like small steps. Okay, not 50 meters in an actual garden. In grounded terms, like 50 meters in actual length would be like a journey from like the south of Ireland to the north of Ireland, but 50 meters in small steps. Okay, we've changed around the whole kind of system to suit our game. I see a huge goddamn spider. Okay, and like when you see a spider in real life, it's. When you're young, I will admit that spiders, they're one of those sus creatures, it's like, no, I don't trust you, so you stay over there and I stay over here. And nowadays, it's like, instantly like, oh, hey, bro. It's kind of like a hey, bro situation nowadays. But when you're small and you see a spider, and this isn't just a daddy long legs, okay, this is a thick mama, okay, this is a thick, I'm kind of minding my feet, I'm not wearing socks now, so I'm getting myself paranoid. The spider's going to come and bite me. But yeah, no, it's a big mama, okay? It's thick, okay? It's got those thick legs. A spider ain't good news when it's got thick legs, okay? Just for anyone who ever encounters a spider in their bath or in their house, if the spider's got thick legs, you are in trouble, okay? That's coming from me, a professional. I know about spiders, okay? I grew up looking at spiders in corners. I know what I'm talking about. If it's got thick mama legs, you are done for, okay? Thin daddy legs, fine. Thick mama legs, no, you're done. Run. The house is no longer the house, it's the spiders. Give them the lease, just leave. So I say the spider, okay? And at this time, I have a wooden spear, okay? And the spider and I, we make eye contact at, first sight, okay? So, love at first sight, I guess. Me and the spider got love at first sight. Unfortunately, the spider didn't see it that way and came straight for me. So at first, my first instinct was pause the game, okay? So I see the spider sees me, the spider comes towards me, makes about one step, I pause the game, I press the escape tab. I'm like, hell no, I'm not dealing with this. About like 20 seconds later, I'm like, no, I can deal with this, So I press the escape tab once again. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, no, got this. The spider keeps coming for me. I just run. Okay, I run. I run. And that's the end of the spider story. I just run. Okay, run for the hills. That's the tactic. It works for zombies. It works for spiders. It works for robbers. Run for the hills. You'll be grand. And I actually come across this fish pond. Okay, this fish pond. And I saw this in the trailer. They had like a new DLC where they added fish. Alright, so you got this new DLC for fish, and in the trailer it showed like a fish eating a small person. So I'm stuck between the spider and the fish. So I'm trying to like decide what's a worse death, to get eaten by a fish or eaten by a spider. And these are like big kois. Okay, I call them big kois because in Animal Crossing there was a fish called a red koi, and it looked exactly like that. So any fish that has red in it now, it's instantly a koi in my mind. So it's a big koi and a big mama spider. So that's that's when I saved the game and quit. I haven't played since. So when I get some free time, probably this weekend, I'll stream it. On 80% Honest on Twitch, and you'll get to see me either die by a fish or die by a spider, so it'll be fun, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a fun evening. A lot of Twitch clips going up that day. Another game I played during the charity stream was F1 2019. I didn't play the F1 2020 because that's like €60. I actually do believe that today is the ending day for like the €60 version. but I just decided that I'm not going to buy it at all, either at 16 or 60. Just because, you know, I like money. I like money more than I like entertainment. So that pretty much settled the decision on whether I'm going to get F1 2020. I mean, I'm pretty happy with 2019 right now because I still get to race the tracks. I mean, there really is no difference. They have like a new career mode, I think, in 2020 called My Team, where you get to create your own car and everything. And in one way, I'm glad I didn't create my own car. You know, I feel like that's just a disaster coming, because the reason why I like F1 2019 so much is, first of all, the tracks. Like, you know, you actually watch it on TV and then go to the play it. It's a pretty cool feeling. You know, it's sensational. Also, just the the loud engines. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, because, you know, but I like filling the stereotypes of this world. So, you know, boy likes loud car. I mean, that's definitely true for me. I just love the sound of the engine. I mean, on my Twitch stream, I remember I was like, I had the like audio so loud that my Twitch stream actually couldn't hear me. They could hear I was talking, but they couldn't hear the words because the engine was just so loud in my ear. So that's, you know, I just like hearing the engine. I like racing the tracks. I wouldn't say I'm good at it by any means. I don't crash, so I mean that's positives. I also played The Long Dark, which is a game I'm not going to talk too much about now because it's coming into our next section. Okay, I don't want to ruin any sections. We got sections. We got to keep the sections. But yeah, The Long Dark's a survival game based in Canada. I was going to say Canada, but it's Canada. And I mean, it was fine. Yeah, it was definitely fine. I mean, I'm kind of just sorry I didn't get to play more of it. To be honest, because I was doing fairly good. I got myself a gun and a knife and all that. I just heard my Twitch chat was going on about all these wolves, and I got paranoid. I was like, I don't want to meet no wolves. I mean, what are you talking about, wolves? So I had like a flare. Apparently, if you throw a flare at a wolf, it scares it away. I don't know if that applies for real life, but if you're ever out in the wilderness, bring a flare. I mean, 2 reasons. First off, if you ever get lost, you can start a forest fire. Disclaimer, don't do that. And saying, if you ever come into a wolf, I mean, it seems fairly kind of ironic. You know, they're killing machines, literally wolves, and they're afraid of light. So I guess, you know, it's something. I guess a flare is not light. It's like a dynamite stick that just doesn't have no bang. That's technically what it is. It's a dynamite stick that doesn't bang. I mean, that's what a flare is. I also played golf with friends, which was ironic since I did not play it with friends. I played it alone. I mean, I was talking to people while I was playing it, but I don't think that's what they meant when Golf with Friends was created. But, yeah, no, goddamn, that game's hard. I mean, you're doing so well. In the first, like, 7 or 8 holes, you know, you're doing, like, maybe, like, 1, possibly 2 under par, and sometimes you're even doing, like, par. Like, sometimes you're just doing fine. So, I'm talking about, like, getting holes in 1 and you know, holes in 2 shots or 3 shots. That's what I mean by, like, under par and par. And then suddenly you reach like hole 9 or hole 10 and you like do an 8-stroke game. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. The game just goes from like a nice kind of 3 or 4 kind of on the difficult scale to a full goddamn 11. I don't know if it's just because I have no sense of kind of power. That very well could be it. I just don't know. I was confused at it. Another game I played was My Time at Portia. I actually remember playing that on the Xbox. Funny story about how I came across it. It was on the Xbox Game Pass. I was scrolling through the Xbox Game Pass. You know, I recently finished Fallout 4 on it. This is nearly a year or 2 years ago now. And I found this game and I was like, it's My Time at Portia. And I was like, oh, look at this, because it looks like you look at it the first time and you're like, oh wow, that's a kid's game. Okay, that's your first reaction to it. So I'm like, oh wow, look at this kid's game. I might as well give it a try, because I have like a notorious kind of record for like just trying like kids games. You don't want to see my Xbox gallery, or not gallery, kind of games, kind of apps, because I have all these like weird Lego games on there, like Lego City. That was a masterpiece, but still, it is counted as a 3-year-old game. But we're 3+, I'll be fair. But I tried it out, you know, I was like, oh, this is gonna be crap. But it actually turned out, I enjoyed My Time at Portia. Besides on the fact that it's a huge grind, I mean, to even create one table, you have to have like 4 different kind of. You have to have a grinder and like a thing and a thing and a table. I mean, I don't even know half the tools, but it is a real grind. Like, it takes hours to even like create your first bridge. I mean, it's But aside from that, I actually do enjoy the game because it does remind me a lot of Animal Crossing. It's a huge world, it's a huge open world, loads of different characters, loads of different storylines. It's full and ripe with story, creativity, imagination. It's right down my street, honestly, because it is quite a creative game. It has all these kind of different things in it, and it's kind of like a world outside your world, which I don't feel like a lot of developers capture. And My Time at Portia, it captures just that. So on a more serious note, it is quite a good game, and if you have a few hours to spare, it's definitely worth the time to sink in, because the first few hours, it will be kind of a grind, The first hour, you're like, oh, well, this is nice, nice chill. Then the second and third hour, you're like, oh my god, when does this stop? And around the third or fourth hour, you're like, yeah, this is nice. When you do build your first bridge to go over onto the island, make sure you are well equipped. Make sure you have like an AK or a rocket launcher, because those enemies are tough. I learned that the hard way on Xbox, but I got it on PC. I haven't got to build my first bridge yet, since it is quite the job, but I'll get there one day. Another game, which I was talking about last week, which is going to maybe soon wrapping up this whole section, which has been going on for a particularly long time, is The Outer Worlds. Fantastic RPG. It's like Fallout in space. If you liked any Fallout that wasn't 76, you'll love this game. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful RPG, and it's kind of your choices actually make the story. I know a lot of game developers like to say that these days, but Outer Worlds truly does encapsulate that. Cluster Truck. It's a cluster of trucks, if you didn't get that from the name, and you jump one truck to the other. It's level 2, level 2 and the fourth kind of chapter. A hell of an annoying level. What the game does is it gives you you can go into any level you want, but I like to do it, number by number. But that level in particular, hell of a level to play, in the fact that it literally made me tear out my hair. But yeah, no, that's what games I played this week. If you played any games you want me to talk about, or you just, you had played any of the games I played, make sure to send it in over at Mradio. You can find us at The Only Mradio at Twitter and Instagram, and Mradio at Twitch and YouTube, or you can use our music request feature if you're on PC, coming to phone soon. Don't worry, we haven't forgot about the phone users, and you can send in requests. And that's about that. Should we move on to the next section? This week we're taking a look at what game I would recommend. So, brand new section, never been done before. And I usually like to take a game that I would recommend. And this week's game is a game I actually played called The Long Dark. I wanted to say most of the talking for it now. The Long Dark is a survival game based in Canada. That's pretty much it. And it is one of the more grueling kind of survival games I've certainly played. I mean, it does not take crap. I can't remember the area that I went into, but I went into the town area, which it's it's very scary because you don't actually. My Twitch chat made me paranoid about, there's a wolf there. And there's not a wolf there, but I know there's not a wolf there, but now I'm paranoid that a wolf will be there. I mean, yeah, but so the idea is you survive, so I made my little base in this huge mansion house at the end of the street, and I got my fish, my knife, my rifle, my fire. My Twitch chat was yelling at me because I was doing the fire wrong. I'm like, the fire's working, isn't it? But apparently I was using the wrong things on the fire and everything. And too bad. I used the fire. The fire worked, didn't it? But yeah, no, good game. I certainly liked it. It does kind of test your survival skills, and the great thing about this, and it's kind of the thing I'm seeing about a lot more survival games these days, is it's not just kind of fiction anymore. The survival games are really, stuff that if you did get stuck out in the wilderness, you could use these kind of things to survive. That's the kind of survival games they're creating these days, and it's kind of great to see. So I learned that if you take the toilet bowl water out of the tank at the back of the toilet, not the actual toilet water, that's actually drinkable. So if water stops running, you should be able to get that water there. What else did I learn? I'm trying to think now. I always knew you could boil water, over a fire or something. You can boil clean water. So I'm trying to think of other stuff. I learned about the flare thing with the wolves. If you kind of throw a flare at a wolf, it will kind of just back off since it doesn't know the difference between dynamite and a flare. But I'm sure that's not what's going through its head. But that's what I'm perceiving from the situation. But no, it's quite good as well. I found a gun at the end as well. I found a rifle at one shot. I didn't get to find like a bear or a moose. I also found out that moose are very aggressive. I didn't know that. I was talking to a Canadian in my chat, when I was playing the game, and I was like, he said there was Canadians he said there was moose in the game, not Canadians, and I was like, oh, moose, that they must be pretty friendly, and I just got an instant no with an exclamation mark. Apparently moose are like extremely dangerous and aggressive. They're like that stepdad you never had. They just take any reason to just beat you. But yeah, no, I learned that about moose. So if I ever see a moose out in the wilderness, I know not to go near it. Okay, my original plan was if I ever saw a moose, I'd go up to it, but apparently no, I would have been killed. So that's a good thing to know. So you're welcome. I'm passing on that information to whoever is listening. Now, we're going to take a quick music break with Shawn Mendes, and afterwards, we'll be digging into all the juicy news we have this week. Right back after the music break with Shawn Mendes.
I wanna follow where she goes. I think about her and she knows it. I wanna let it take control. Cause every time that she gets close, yeah, she pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. And maybe I should stop and start confessing, yeah. Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. She says that she's never afraid. Just picture everybody naked. She really doesn't like to wait. Not really into hesitation. Pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Oh, and maybe I should stop and start confessing, yeah. Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. There's nothing holding me back. Cause if we lost our minds and we took it way too far, I know we'd be alright. I know we would be alright if you were by my side. And we stumbled in the dark, I know we'd be alright. I know we would be alright. Cause if we lost our minds and we took it way too far, I know we'd be alright. I know we would be alright if you were by my side. We stumbled in the dark, I know we'd be alright. We would be alright. Oh, I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation, manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. Oh, oh,
that was Joji, Slowly Dancing in the Dark, or Slow Dancing in the Dark, sorry. I actually quite like that song. It was Hit That, Give Me Love, Run. He's been actually quite a good few songs. I mean, from being kind of Filthy Frank to being Joji, he's had an amazing kind of transformation from just, being kind of a screw around to just, turning into a pretty much an awesome musician. I think a musician capable of winning a Grammy, to be honest. So, good for you, Joji. We also had, what's his name? I totally forgot his name. Shawn Mendes. His name just went from me right there. I'm not much of a Shawn Mendes listener, but I was like, tonight's gonna be the night. We're gonna have something a little bit different. Okay, you can have some Shawn Mendes there, but I don't want to delay any longer because we got a hell of a lot of news to go through, and a hell of a lot of not a lot of time really. Actually, I was trying to mix around like a hell of a lot of not time. But anyway, the much awaited news on Elon Musk's neurotech company wired up a monkey to play Pong with its brain. Neuralink, a neurotechnology company co-founded by Elon Musk in 2016, has unveiled its latest breakthrough, a monkey that can play Pong with its brain. Now, I'm presuming they're not meaning beer pong. I'm just gonna, presume they're not meaning that, and they're gonna mean like, ping pong. Le ping pong, as they say. But, I don't know. It could be really anything, to be honest. So, Elon Musk, once again, making waves. I mean, it's such a weird thing to make a wave to, but, I mean, hell, good luck to them. Fantastic job. Along with that, some more crazy news. An FBI agent arrests a Texas man for attempting to blow up the internet with C4. He believed the single data center he was targeting contained about 70% of the internet. Florida man, look out, you have a competitor, Texas man. To be honest, I don't think Florida man could have ever, kind of planned such a genius thing, but Texas man doing Texas man. I mean, I'm just kind of laughing to myself here. I mean, it's still he could have believed that all of the internet was stalled in one data center. So I mean, I guess he's halfway right with it only being 70%. But still a long way off from anything. Activision is involved in a trademark dispute with a web game called Warzone. Warzone.com, the web game, apparently threatened to seek massive damages from Activision. I mean, that's just kind of scummy. You're waiting this long. To be honest, if Activision made a website called, Warzone, like .uk.co.uk or something like that, I could understand. But since it's only kind of a huge part of their game, it's only really a part of a game, and I mean, I guess I can kind of see the involvement there, but I don't see kind of grounds to kind of sue or even dispute, seek damages really, because if anything, they're just kind of spreading the Warzone name about, and I'm kind of seeing it as a dick move here. Yes, you both have the same name in that kind of. I mean, Warzone, it isn't extremely a unique name. I mean, I guess you could pull up 10 different Warzone games, since it's just war and zone put together. I mean, it's a very commonly used phrase. It's probably been used since before the 90s. It was probably used in the First World War. It's don't go into that zone that is currently in war. Oh, zone of war, war zone. I mean, I just don't really see. I see it more as a stupid waste of time more than anything. When they could be developing their games. Maybe Activision could develop a smaller game. That'd be nice. But hey, I ain't gonna throw no shots here. Okay, I ain't shady. After a disastrous 2020 outing, WWE 2K 2022 is coming this year. It was announced that I think WrestleMania, was it 37? It was one of the new WrestleManias. But WWE 2K 2022 is now coming out, and I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? I kind of stopped following the WWE 2K games after 18. I'll be honest, I played a hell of a lot of 17, so once 18 came around, it kind of got a little bit boring. Plus, they didn't really have the best game features, but still. That's not for me to say, is it? I just didn't personally gel with the game. I mean, I just didn't gel with it at all. Epic will lose over 300 million on Epic Games Store exclusives, and it's fine with that. That's how much money Epic is burning to make the Epic Games Store a Steam competitor. I mean, I just can't see Epic Games ever competing with Steam. I mean, the only reason that they're being thrown into the mix right now is because it's Epic Games. I mean, the name itself probably carries more value than an actual company. I mean, that's arguably right there. Epic Games, they ain't no pushovers, okay? They got money. Okay, they've got the kind of money that Dutch was looking for in Red Dead Redemption 2, alright? But the thing is, Steam has been around for so long, okay? Steam has been around for so long, and it certainly is a big platform. And my kind of doubt with Epic Games ever becoming on the same par, never mind a competitor with Steam, is the pure amount of time Steam has on Epic. Right now, Steam are clocking in monthly. They're still breaking records for monthly concurrent players. I think the last one was up until 26 million. I mean, first off, Epic Games has a fairly bad name with actual matured gamers, through its Fortnite days. Fortnite has got a very bad name recently, simply because of its community age. And I first think that brand issues are going to be one of the issues that Epic's going to be facing. The brand issues with, well, is this an actual platform that can give us a serious gaming experience, or is this just a platform for little kids to play on? That's the first obstacle I see. The second obstacle I see is the sheer amount of time Steam have over Epic Games. Steam, over literally probably going on a decade now, have built up a reputation as not only the thing that you get on your PC for playing games, but one of the most reliable platforms you can get for getting games and playing them on your PC. I mean, the first thing I installed on my PC, it wasn't Google Chrome, it was Steam. Well, no, it actually was Google Chrome, because then I have to get Steam. But before I installed anything else, it was Steam, okay? After Google Chrome, that was. But, I mean, yeah, no, it's Steam. Just, it has so many things on Epic, and I will admit that I personally use Epic. I mean, I've installed so many things in it, like Rage 2 installed on Epic, Borderlands installed on Epic, Watch Dogs Legion it launches on Ubisoft Connect, but it is downloaded on Epic. I mean, I do have quite a lot of games on Epic. But still, if I was given the choice, Steam would be my choice. Because I think what Epic's doing with all these exclusives and with all these free game giveaways, and they had like GTA 5 as a free game to give away. I mean, first of all, nice business right there, Take-Two Interactive. Second of all, that's massive, man. GTA is what's second best selling game? Only second to, was it Tetris? I'm pretty sure it's Tetris, and I mean those numbers are shady. Okay, they're more shady than, I don't know, an ex-criminal's past. I mean, it is shady, but still they're pulling moves. But I think they're probably going to go bankrupt before they catch Steam. That's just my opinion. Moving on to more news, you can now shred with friends in Skater XL's new multiplayer beta. Shred. That's a phrase I haven't used since 2011. Skate up to 10 players online with Skater XL. If no one knows what Skater XL is, it's in the name. It's Skater. It's extra large. It came out, I think, last year, I think it was, as kind of, something to fill in the gap of Skate, which was a series going on throughout the 2000s and 2010s. I mean, I have Skate 3 hanging up right above me. Like, Skate 3 was a massive part of my childhood, just playing that day in, day out. And I mean, good days. You had the Xbox 360, sticky dialogue sticks, not from anything, just from literally just playing it so much you get so sweaty. And I mean, you're still trying to do flips with the skateboard and Skate 3. It was, fantastic times. U.S. State Department sponsors a virtual exchange program for aspiring game developers. The game exchange program will bring together teenagers from the U.S., the United Arab States, Bahrain, and Israel. And, It's actually a pretty cool idea. I mean, there isn't much things out there for aspiring game developers, especially young ones. And besides from like the odd kind of programs you'll find online for kind of self-learning, and more programs are popping up these days. But for a government-instated program to kind of come along for this right now is certainly what the new generation needs. Now going on to kind of, my the part I'm looking forward to in today's show. It's the Borderlands cheesy plot. The Borderlands movie was announced a while ago, and the cast has been set a while ago, featuring Jack Black and Kevin Hart, Kate Blanchett, and numerous other people. I mean, even seeing Jack Black in it, that's going to be hilarious. But I think Jamie Lee Curtis is in it as well. Like, wow, what kind of cast do you have here? I mean, it's a fantastic cast. And the kind of plot has been revealed. Not like a leak or anything. It's like official revealed from them. And that this is kind of like, how the movie's events are going to go. So it's not spoilers or anything. It's literally just how the movie, every movie has this. Okay, and I was reading through it here, and even on the review I said, I read it on. It describes it as a cheesy plot. And they said try not to laugh. So you guys try not to laugh here. They'll be fighting for something more. Each other. That's one of the phrases they kept at the very end. So here's the summary of the movie. Okay, essentially Atlas hires Lilith. Lilith is Kate Blanchett to find his missing daughter, and various gun-based hijinks ensue. Lilith Blanchett, that's Kate Blanchett, an infamous outlaw with a mysterious past, reluctantly returns to her home planet of Pandora to find the missing daughter of the universe's most powerful SOB, Atlas. And Lilith forms an alliance with an unexpected team. Roland, Kevin Hart, a former elite mercenary. That's going to be funny seeing him as an elite mercenary. Now desperate for redemption. Tiny Tina, Arena Greenblatt, a federal preteen demolicious Krieg, Florian Tina, Tina's muscle-bound, rhetorically challenged protector, Tanis, Jamie Lee Curtis, the scientist with a tenuous grip on sanity, and Claptrap, Jack Black, a persistently wise-ass robot. These unlikely heroes must battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to find and protect the missing girl, who may hold the key to unimaginable power. The fate of the universe could be in their hands, but they'll be fighting for something more. Each other. So that's the new plot of everyone's favorite movie coming up. I mean... not my forte, but I'm looking forward because they do have quite a powerful cast. I mean, you don't get Jamie Lee Curtis, Jack Black, and Kevin Hart and Kate Blanchett on nothing. Okay, they've either overpaid for this movie way too much, or it's actually a good movie. Either or, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I mean, a Borderlands movie, it's been coming for a while. I enjoyed the games. I'm gonna enjoy watching the movie. Moving on to a little bit of a sadder news, Twitch may now ban you for serious offences that take place off the platform. Extreme criminal conduct may now get you banned whether it happens on Twitch or not. So what Twitch is basically saying here is that if you're a criminal, you're a no-no. I don't know if this if this kind of includes past criminals. I mean, like, say if a criminal gets out of jail, is announced as reformed, and then goes to stream on Twitch, I don't know if that kind of counts. Like, I mean, if they're already a streamer and then they go to jail and then they get out, I mean, maybe not. But if they're already in jail when this is happening and then they get out, I mean, that's kind of what I'm worrying about, because I don't want to limit people, for the future. But say if, like, someone like, I don't know, who's a popular Ninja? Say if Ninja, like, goes to Robson's store. I mean, sure, he should probably get banned off the platform, because obviously, is a major influencer. So I see what Twitch is trying to do here, but I also feel how this can kind of slap them in the face. I mean, everything they've been doing lately has just been slapping Twitch in the face. I mean, everything they do, it's going around on one hand, and it's coming back on the other to slap them right in the face. So Twitch, I think this can be a good idea, but I think that there's a lot of little tiny grey areas that need to be, discussed about all this. The word may kind of, it kind of leaves a lot of confusion. I mean, having a statement coming out saying that, hey, if you are a criminal and you do criminal conduct, you're going to get banned. But they're kind of leaving quite a grey area and saying may, because I don't want this to be a thing where, if a boy does it, it's, straight to the ban hole. But if a girl does it, it's no ban hammers. I mean, because that's there's no point in trying to hide this or anything, because it's quite a popular thing. And I mean, what's his name? I can't remember. His name's Charlie, but I can't remember the YouTuber's name. Penguins talked about it on his YouTube channel, and he talked about it nearly 2 years ago now, about how just unfair Twitch is. He talked about how he likes YouTube so much because everybody equally gets shitted on, but on Twitch it's clear to see that the modding community, the mods, the admins, the people who take care of Twitch and make sure that the right people get banned, clearly shine a light towards the women over the men. And there is I'd love to do a video on that, honestly, because there's a lot of shit that goes down on Twitch. I mean, there are a lot of women over there who get abused for their sexuality, and the mods don't do anything about it because they don't shake their booty on stream. But the ones who do, once they're called out, instantly get banned. If they face harassment, they get banned. As the people who face the harassment, they get banned. They should. But people who criticize them, even if it's constructive, they get banned as well. Anybody who says anything about them, they get banned. And I mean, it is quite an unfair platform. And a lot of the slaps that they have been receiving have been well deserved, because Twitch are so out of the loop. I mean, I don't know what executives. I mean, usually executives for companies like this, media companies, usually they don't really have themselves tuned in. I mean, they're very oblivious, and for the simple reason is they're not being paid to be oblivious. They're being paid to make sure everything doesn't burn down in flames. And I think this is a serious problem with a lot of the major companies in media these days, whether it be just internet media or whether it be actual movies and stuff. It's a lot of the executives, they're just not tuned in. They just don't kind of understand the kind of stuff that's happening on the internet. I mean, it would thoroughly surprise me if a Twitch executive even knows about the problems on Twitch. I mean, he might know about one or two of them, but there's no way he knows to the full extent of the community problems. Never getting into the technical problems, but Twitch has some serious community problems, from just banning anybody who says a single thing wrong. I mean, a single thing. I've seen Twitch streamers banned for absolutely ridiculous reasons. We didn't even know the reason of, what's his name? It was Dr. something. I don't remember Twitch streamers, but he was banned, and we still don't know why. Probably a decision from both sides. I remember I was in someone's Twitch stream and a YouTube stream, and they were streaming with someone, and the guy said he accidentally, the top of his pants showed on stream, and he was banned permanently off Twitch. And I mean, if a girl does that, I mean, Alinity had a nip slip, and she's still streaming with like 2,000 viewers fine. So it is crazy the kind of how things go on Twitch. And I definitely, if I was the Twitch executives, be looking at the mod team that are responsible for all those ban appeals, if I was them, to be honest, because it needs to be said, there's extreme problems over on Twitch. And Deathloop has been delayed to September, a game that I was very much looking forward to, that was originally meant to hit PC in May, has now been delayed to September. I don't want this to be one of those things where it constantly gets delayed, but if it helps make the game better, I mean, that's good for me. Death Stranding's made 27 million on PC so far. I'm not too sure, I'm just made on console, but 27 million on PC, not too bad. Not too bad at all. The Muslim advocacy group calls on Valve to drop 6 Days in Fallujah from Steam. The Council on the American Islamic Relations described the game as an Arab murder simulator. End quote. So wow, some strong words right there from the Council of the American Islamic Relations. I actually did hear a lot of controversy around this new Valve game. I haven't got to check out the game myself, at all, because it's I haven't got to check out the trailer or anything. I mean, I have heard stuff about it, definitely, and I have heard people talk, but I didn't realize this was the extent they're going to with the game. I mean, Valve, they're not one of those developers that constantly drop games like left, right, and center. So when they do drop a game, it is quite the rare occurrence. But I mean, they dropped one. Was it last year or the year before? I think it was a new Half-Life, like not a new Half-Life, kind of a VR version of a Half-Life. It looked kind of decent. But yeah, no, these are the things going on. I mean, I'm going to have to check out the trailer, because if an Arab murder simulator, I mean, there's been different, most of the modern war games are based in like Iraq or some kind of Middle Eastern country. So for the American Islamic relations to describe this as an Arab murder simulator, it must have done something really bad. I mean, it must have just took things way over the line, because, I mean, look at Battlefield 3. I mean, you just look at Battlefield 3 or any really of the Battlefields, they kind of all take place in well, no, it's mostly Battlefield 3, I think. But, it's kind of a surprise, really, isn't it? And Overwatch Pro opens up about enduring racist abuse in the US. Quote, being Asian here is terrifying. The racism here is no joke, end quote. Lee, nicknamed Fearless Eo Seok, has opened up about this on his Twitch stream, which is very, very brave of him. And I mean, that's something that you don't really hear every day. I mean, there's definitely more kind of rising about it. It was first against the racist abuse against African Americans, and now Asian Americans. So it kind of, what's going to be the next lid to pop over there. America is going through hell right now. Arma 3 is going to Vietnam. The next paid update will drop dozens of Vietnam War weapons and vehicles into the big new map. We're going to have to speed along here. We're going way over time. Discord deleted thousands of violent extremist servers last year. So good on Discord. That's actually a major problem over on Discord. A few months ago, I wanted to do a video on that, actually, and I got invited to... I didn't really get invited to it. I kind of squeezed my way into a racist Discord, it was like a whole community of racists who shared all these racist memes and everything. And one of my friends was telling me about, this guy who I used to be friends with invited me to this server, and I was like, will you shoot me the invite? Because I wanted to see it, because I was originally planning on making a video on it, because I was disgusted by it, and I was like, people need to know about this. But once I actually got into the Discord, and I saw the extent. They were kids. They were literal kids, 13, 14. I remember one of them was actually Irish, because I remember I got introduced to him through to the friend, and didn't talk to him after that. But once I actually got into the Discord, 13, 14-year-olds mixing with 20, 30-year-olds, all kind of coming together over this horrible, horrible thing. And all kind of daily messages talking about kind of just racist stuff, and it was absolutely horrible. I just left. I was like, no, I'm not making a video on this, because I was like, this has just gone too far. So I just reported it and left. Because it is a huge problem on Discord, and the thing that worries me is the sheer volume of young children getting introduced to this kind of stuff at a young age. I mean, 13, 14-year-olds getting introduced to this kind of stuff, this environment at a young age. I don't know how parents are combating it. It must be very scary for parents to even kind of come up against something like this. And it's they're our next generation. I mean, they're my generation. And to see them kind of going in this direction, it's very scary. You don't like to see it at all. An esports commission confirms the FBI is investigating match fixing, but says it's not new. The Esports Regularity Board, the ESIC, clarified that its collaboration with the FBI is something we've always been doing. So esports has now gotten to the extent where it's getting investigated by the FBI for match fixing, and so that's cool to know that esports has got that big. It's also not cool to think that there's that kind of cheating and conduct going on in the esports arena. And this has been on the cards for a while now, but E3 2021 has officially unveiled as a digital event. Publishers including Xbox, Capcom, Konami and Ubisoft will be showcasing their wares. I also happened to sneak a peek that Take-Two Interactive might be on stage Take-Two Interactive are the shareholders of Rockstar Games and 2K Games, so we might see something from either of them. I don't think we're going to see anything from Rockstar Games, but we might see something from 2K Games. I mean, it is possible we might see something from Rockstar Games. I don't know what, though. Maybe some like a new GTA Online content. I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna do that, I just hope they don't do anything. But I mean, it is possible that they do something which would be pretty cool if we see something from Rockstar at all. The IO Interactive's 007 game will be a wholly new Bond for the gaming industry. The Hitman Studio's secret agent won't be some Brosnan knockoff. I mean, I took offense to that, okay? The Brosnan knockoff, it was decent. Okay, don't shoot shots in the dark, okay? But I actually am looking forward to the Bond game. You know, from a very young age, you know, you'd be watching Bond movies on like a Sunday night with the family. And now like a Bond game that's actually going to have investment and a good developer behind it is happening. So, as usual, it's going to be one of those things that's either going to be pretty good or pretty bad. I can't really see there being a middle for this game. The middle ground has just been swiped from beneath their feet. Whether it's gonna, I have high hopes for it, but you know, keep the hopes high. And Microsoft signs a $22 billion army contract for military HoloLens gear. Microsoft is developing AR headsets for the army to help enhance situational awareness. Microsoft, want to slide some of that money my way? Hot damn, $22 billion. I mean, that's well, that's like more than double. That's like nearly triple of what they paid for Bethesda. They paid what, $7 billion for Bethesda? Like, hot damn, Microsoft. And that's pretty nice. I'm presuming it's going to be paid in like segments, installations, but still, it's pretty cool. So that's all. I think that's all the news we have for this week. Quite a lot of news. Most of it is actually pretty good news, which is rare. I mean, most of the time we have like someone dying or some bad news, but this week, you know, most of it's actually pretty decent. I mean, that's a surprise. I mean, there's the odd news. I mean, the 6 days in Fallujah wasn't exactly the best news in the world, but still, okay, it's pretty good news this week. And I have been your host, Mr. San Andreas, you know, with the Godwin Monday Talk Show. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you haven't already, make sure to check out all the Mradio social medias. That's Twitter and Instagram at the only Mradio, and YouTube and Twitch at Mradio. And we will be having a show later on tonight at 9 o'clock with SX Brando. So I shall be seeing you later on in the week, probably on Friday, or if not, definitely Monday. And we're going to leave you off here with some Sweet Home Alabama. So, enjoy, stay safe, stay listening, stay honest.
1, 2, 3.